Hello folks, welcome back to 3 Barrow Farm. My name is Amy and I live here on our 42-acre farm with my family of 5 in central Victoria, Australia. And I'm going to be competing with the roosters today. We live in a cool zone climate and we grow as much food as possible and our meat and eggs as well. Today I wanted to chat to you about what's been happening in my garden since our last harvest, which was at the beginning of April. We went on holiday after I made this harvest, and by then I'd pretty much exhausted myself with all the preserving. Our first frost was on the 27th of April, the day after we got back from our holiday. So I didn't manage another harvest once we were back, but my family did harvest bucket loads of tomatoes when we were away. The tomatoes went all squishy and the vines and flowers went black as soon as that first heavy frost hit. And this was our first frost and it was a really heavy one. Usually we'd get like a few little light frosts, but this one just took out everything because it was so heavy. So I started pulling out the plants as soon as this frost had hit. I garden using no-dig method and have mostly gardened this way for 12 years now. However, I pull some of my plants out and unearth the soil sometimes, but because I've put down many inches of compost and cow manure, I haven't unearthed the weed seeds or the grass seeds that I have suppressed with many layers of cardboard at the beginning of making these beds. Although I would recommend cutting your plants at the base. I've been a little bit lazy here with just pulling. It was quite difficult getting all the vines off the Rio mesh, but I really do love my Rio walls. They are so handy to have permanently in two of my vegetable patches. I've been cleaning up the dead summer plants over a few weeks now, and sometimes I come across vegetables that I missed in the last harvest. These potatoes were at the front of my garden, or one of my gardens, and had come from seed from the previous year. I was so pleased to find them and cooked them up that night to have with our dinner. I managed to get as many seedlings in the ground before we left for our holiday, but I didn't raise as many as I would have liked to have raised. I find the autumn planting the hardest as I'm running low on energy with all of the harvesting and preserving going on. I hope that I will get better at planting out in the autumn in the future. The plants I did get in the ground are looking quite good. However, I think a chicken or two must have been visiting some of my brassicas, as these ones have been chomped right back. There are so many weeds coming up that have flown in from the nearby paddock. No dig works really well, but you must keep on top of the grass and weeds around your garden, or they just end up flying right in and taking over your veggie garden. There are so many tomatoes still on the ground. I think I'll have seedlings coming up all over my gardens in spring. The frosts have been quite heavy since our first frost, with an inch or 2 of ice on top of the animals' water bowls and troughs. As we go into winter, I'm working on the jobs I do at this time of year. I'll pop a link up to a video that I made last year in winter about all the jobs that I do to prepare for the following season, spring. And this was one of my first videos I did for this channel. It is now my channel's birthday, yay! I've been recording for a year now. However, I haven't been as consistent as I've wanted to be, but that is going to change because now I have more time has more time's opened up for me to be able to record the journey here that we are on. So we're also trying to finish off inside jobs while it's cold so that we are ready to be outside as soon as it gets warmer. Although we do spend at least 2 or 3 days outside per week, weeding, adding manure to the beds, composting and doing all sorts of chores and things on the farm that we're trying to tick off that very long list that you have when you have a property. So I'll be back very soon with another video. I'm hoping to continue my video journals here on a weekly basis. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing what's been happening in my garden over the past month and that you are enjoying some much needed rest over these colder days that we're having. Enjoy your garden, my friends, and I will see you soon. Bye.